At age 16, I was a drug dealer, and I was pretty good at it. I made about $40,000 in 6 months at age 16. Let me do it. From age 16 to 18, I spent a lot of my time in and out of jail. And I became addicted to the lifestyle of dealing drugs, selling drugs, the thug lifestyle. I thought I was invincible. At that point in my life, I wouldn't have hesitated to rob another drug dealer at gunpoint. But I knew that wasn't me.
I grew up in a suburb of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Anybody see the movie American Pie? Yeah. That was my town. I even babysat the kid who wrote it, right? Beautiful homes, beautiful cars, great education. I went to a great summer camp. I went to college. I met my wife, Debbie, got married, moved to Israel. I live in a wonderful, quiet, small community with 200 families in the Judean desert.
So it started to get really bad. I got heavily involved with the wrong people. I was 18 years old. I was walking down the streets of Baltimore, and I got jumped by 10 guys, pistol whipped. They beat the shit out of me. And the same night, I end up in jail. From then, my parents wanted to separate me from the lifestyle that I was living and put me somewhere else. So the first thing they did was got me a ticket to Israel, bailed me out of jail, and sent me here. Still with the same mentality and mindset. I'm a thug, I go hard, and I'm invincible, and nobody can touch me. I come to Israel, 6 months later, I end up in jail here. I was in jail. I thought I was going to be locked up abroad for God knows how long. I have no family here. I didn't know who to call. I appointed a public attorney, and I told her to call Debbie, the director of the program that I first came on when I arrived to Israel. I was only on the program for a week. I got kicked off. I was losing hope. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if they were going to come or show up. I was actually wearing this shirt in the jail cell. And I've had this shirt for many years. And I never noticed what was written on the inside of the shirt. And this is really what gave me the hope and courage to continue, or to last the next few days in jail. But on the inside, I was in my jail cell, I was playing with my shirt, and there's a tag on the inside of the shirt. And it says, "Somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known." And that gave me the courage and the hope and the power to keep going the next few days. And thank you. About 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, they transported me to the courthouse, and I walk in, chained up, and there, sitting in the courthouse, is Josh and Debbie.
Now, at this time, you may be asking yourself, why would a normal family with 3 young children bring a drug-abusing, tattooed creature of the night into their home? The answer is really simple. We were naive. But my wife and I both know from personal experience and also working with students that it's unreasonable to think that parents can be everything they need to be for their children at every stage in their life. We thought we could help this young man. So, my wife has a program where 18, 22-year-olds come to Israel for the year. Both of us have worked with students for many years, so it wasn't uncommon for them to come to our house. My wife has even implemented an innovative component to the program where the kids are struggling being independent for first year by themselves, where instead of being significantly disciplined for not following through on their responsibilities or being dismissed from the program, they come to our community, they live with us for a week or two, and they volunteer in the local area. Now, the students affectionately call this Exile Island. Now, when the lawyer called and asked if we would have been willing to take Aaron into our house on house arrest, we said to ourselves, we have experience with this. We've done this before. Remember, I said naive, right? So, after some serious soul searching clearing the house of all the alcohol and prescription drugs, we went to go pick up the lost puppy from the pound.
You actually left the Percocet one time.
When I first saw Aaron, he didn't know we were going to be in the courtroom. We tried to get him a message, but we weren't able to get him a message. So it was emotional when we saw him. He was lost. He was broken. He'd been wearing that shirt for over a week.
It's clean now.
So we came to the house, and admittedly, it was hard for Aaron. It was a long time since he'd been part of a family. Our family's normal, but screaming kids and early mornings proved to be a challenge. But he got it. He became part of our family, started to help clean up. He even felt comfortable trying new things. He makes a wonderful lasagna now. He tried this. He also even had to change our son's diaper every once in a while when we weren't home. Nothing like the smell of poop in the morning to change your perspective from me to us. So when Aaron lived with us, I worked from home. We had lots of time to talk, and we talked about everything, right?
Yeah.
We talked about life. We talked about girls. We talked about girls. But most of all, we talked about Aaron getting his act together. I said, Aaron, you got to do something. Now, Aaron loved to dance. I went out with him to a club one night. He danced from 8 to 3 o'clock in the morning. He left after those 5 hours more refreshed than when he got there, getting everybody involved. So when he said to me he wanted to be a DJ, I wasn't surprised. I said, great. But then, right, Aaron, the excuses started. It was hard. The equipment was expensive. I'm stuck here. But you know what he did? He did it. He found the equipment, and he practiced. He practiced and he practiced. He had only one DJ lesson, and he got better and better. I can still remember those practice sessions in my head. It's like dental drilling for your soul. House wasn't that big. But he got better. And to our surprise, stuck in our house on house arrest, he somehow managed to get gigs. And he was on house arrest. He wasn't allowed to go anywhere by himself. So it wasn't uncommon for a few months to see my wife Debbie and I on the club scene in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, way past our bedtime. Now, Aaron eventually fulfilled his responsibility to the court, and he moved to Tel Aviv to become a DJ. Now, we still talk every day. He is a son to my wife and I, a brother to my children. He made our family better. He made our family stronger. He certainly made our family more interesting. But watching Aaron tackle his own issues and realize his own talents and promote himself made me look at myself. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, Hollywood movie, right? Bad kid, good family, happy ending. But we all have our struggles. I have my own demons every single day. And finally in my life, I'm so grateful that I have somebody that understands what I'm going through because he goes through those same demons also. Now, I have always had a talent to rhyme, play with words, right? You know, like drove my Chevy to the levee. I'm not afraid of Eric Zevy. Come on, let's go on the stage. You know, I can take you even though I'm of age, you know. It goes like this, clap your hands on the stage, I'm the man. It can go on and on, right? The first time, now I put pen to paper. And I have a poem, a spoken word poem I want to share with you today. It's a gift to Aaron. So Aaron, you always know wherever you go, there's somebody who understands you. So please, do you see the poetry in the way he moves? Do you hear it fainter when he zones? Do you see the poetry when he spins, creating vibrations to cleanse his sins? Do you see the poetry when his eyes are closed? The beauty that no one will ever know? The visions he'll never share and the pain he must feel to know he has to leave them there. But listen closely and you may be surprised to see his pain dissipate and his beauty rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you my son playing for you his soon-to-be-released first track, I Believe. Get up on your feet and give a hand for my son, DJ Suissa. Come on! Thank Thank you for letting us share our story. We are so grateful. Thank you, thank you.